Hi, I'm Oliver from the Rental House. Thanks for joining me today. We're working on our series of DIY repairs on Stihl product. Changing the sprocket on a gas-powered chainsaw is what we are focused on today. So I've got in front of me an MS291 chainsaw, and we are going to remove the sprocket drive and we are going to reinstall it. Along the way, we're going to go over a couple little tips and tricks to make sure that you can do it yourself correct. And if you can't, obviously us Stihl dealers are here to give you a hand. So come on down and we'll get this done for you. So first things we're going to do today is we are going to go over the tools needed. So bar wrench, found at any local Stihl dealer. I'm going to use flat nose sprocket or flat nose pliers on this repair just because the size of the saw makes it easier. And then I'm going to use a flat screwdriver. The only reason I'm using the flat screwdriver instead of the bar wrench is because I have access to it and it's a little easier to hold for this repair. So first thing I'm going to do on this repair is pull off the bar and chain. So I'm going to loosen my bar nuts. I am then going to loosen the bar itself just to make it easier to put the bar and chain on after. Once I have that loosened up, I'm going to remove these bar nuts. I'm going to remove the side cover. I'm going to remove my bar and chain. Once I have the bar and chain off, the side cover off, you're going to see here the sprocket drive is exposed. It's open. I can now get to it. Normally, if it was myself, I'd be flipping this upside down or on the side here to remove everything. But so that you have a better viewing angle, I'm going to do this way. So if all of a sudden I make a mistake, you know why. Either way, I'm going to take my flat pliers, and you will see here, there's a little C or E clip on the side here that I'm going to want to remove. That way I can access the clutch drive. Once I have that pried off, you see that little guy there. I'm going to remove the washer, and then I can remove my clutch drive. Once I've removed that, the one thing I'm going to always check when I have this open, or the couple things I'm going to always check when I have this open, is my roller bearing. I'm going to make sure it's in good shape. It's not melted. There are metal versions and there are plastic versions. This is a plastic version, so if it gets too hot in there, that can melt. I'm also going to check my springs to make sure that these work. Now you may ask yourself, hey, I've done all this, but I can't get my clutch drum off. Well, one little quick thing I'll let you know is that if your chain brake is on, you will not be able to remove your clutch drum. Make sure your chain brake is off, otherwise it will not remove. Once I have confirmed that this is good, I would go and grab my new drive sprocket to reinstall. Now, of course, this is a brand new chainsaw, so it makes it really easy because I'm just going to reinstall the same one. There are two options, okay? As you will see here, there's your standard sprocket drive, and then there is your sprocket drive that has a removable rim sprocket. The removable rim sprocket style is usually on the commercial saws, or if you have a saw like this, an MS291, and you've opted to upgrade to the rim sprocket, you will have this as well. If you have the rim sprocket style, when your sprocket gets damaged, you only ever have to replace this, which is about a $10 rim sprocket versus about a $30 drive sprocket or complete clutch drum sprocket. Typically, you will only see this on people saws that are using them on a more regular basis or a semi-commercial usage. This is what most of us would have on our chainsaws, and it will work just fine for the life of your saw. When you are changing this over, you will see here there is a little cutout in the clutch drum sprocket, and that is where your oiler drive connects to. So you might not be able to see it, but where is it? Right at the bottom here, there is a little metal rod that is underneath my clutch shoe. That metal rod connects to your oiler and actually drives your oiler to ensure that your oiler continues to oil while the saw is running. If you put this back on without that on there, you can cause damage, and second of all, your oiler won't work. If your oiler doesn't work, you'll have a lot more problems than just your clutch drum. At this time, I'm going to put it back together. So I'm going to find that notch, I'm going to find that rod, and I'm going to make sure that I put it right back on top of there. And as you can see, on there, no problem, spins, no problem. I'm going to spin it a couple times, make sure it works right. A little tip that I would suggest or take note of is when you put this back on or your washer back on, if your clutch drum is not all the way on, your C-clip or E-clip will not actually go in. So if you're trying to push this in and you can't get it to where the groove is that this fits into, double check that your drive, clutch drum drive, is actually in the right spot and that the oiler drive is inside the rim or the clutch drum. Once I have this set like this, as you see, I put the wash back on, I put the E-clip back on. I'm gonna take my flat nose pliers, I'm gonna put one side of it on the drive itself and the other side on the C-clip, and I'm gonna simply push them together and they should click just like so. So easy as 1, 2, 3. Well, not quite, but not bad. Pretty easy repair, something you could definitely do yourself at home if you need. As mentioned at the beginning, if not, we are definitely here and do this repair on a regular basis here at our Authorized Service Center. Thanks for watching. I will put the barn chain on after the fact. I'm sure you know how to do that if you've gotten this far already. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe for more great videos. We plan to do many more, or there are many more do-it-yourself repairs coming, lots of unboxing, and then some tips and tricks videos for some of the tools and brands that we carry, such as Walker, Ferris, Wacker, Neuson, Stihl, and many more.